Well, Coach, I wanted to talk about the kind of guys that you're bringing in, because one of the things that you've been loud about is your mentors being Coach Sweeney, Clemson, and Coach Stoops, who helped build this place. But you brought in some guys that I'm very excited about to help on the defense in particular. Guys like, well, Trace Ford crossed the Bedlam line, Dasan McCullough coming in from Indiana, Rondell Bothroyd from Wake Forest. I mean, Jacob Lacey's coming from Notre Dame. And that seems to be a departure from what Coach Sweeney has done at Clemson. Frankly, what Coach Stoops didn't have time to do at Oklahoma. So I wonder what your philosophy is in going into the transfer portal, which is its own thing, but as you bring guys out there that you think can help you and help you build this foundation.
Yeah, I mean, you have to adjust and you have to adapt to the environment. You certainly have to the hand you're dealt, and you have to. My responsibility and my loyalty is to the players that are here, and then to our coaching staff, and then certainly to this great university and all the excellence that it's represented for so many years. And so, you know, we signed 42 players our first year, and we signed 37 this year. So the fluidity of the roster, you know, I've got to be able to adjust and adapt to that. And some of that was, you know, graduation. Some of that is exhausting eligibility. Some of that is guys leaving early for the NFL draft. And there was, you know, a few guys that left early to the portal. And then we've had several more that maybe needed a fresh start. Both sides maybe needed a fresh start. So either way, you know, you're building your roster based on the numbers that you have to build, and then, you know, again, where you got to get stronger. When you're signing 42, you're signing 37, you're building everywhere. There's no position or side of the ball that's immune to improving and progressing and building it, not only for the short term, but most importantly for the long term, and something that has longevity and sustainability in a profession and in a sport that's hard to get that. What I'm trying to build is something that has exactly that. And so as we've had to address the portal, you know, we're looking for guys that, again, whatever environment they're coming from, you know, we're still looking for leaders, guys that have been captains, guys that have been good players, guys that love the work, guys that are passionate about the game. They literally love the game, not love what the game gives them. All right, that's a byproduct of the game. I'm looking for guys that love the game.
Guys that want to play football.
Yeah, guys that love what it takes to play at a good level, let alone a great level. And so I'm looking for guys that love what it takes, you know, and aren't looking for a result. They don't have, hey, you know, they're choosing to come here not because I've painted a picture of a path of least resistance. You know, I've actually painted a picture that's very difficult and very challenging. What you're trying to do is going to be really hard. Football is really, really hard. Okay, life is really, really hard. Life is complicated. Football is not complicated. And so, get guys that you know that want to do both when they come here, because that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to build really good, strong, accountable men through the game of football, and we also happen to be good, strong, accountable, winning football players. And that, again, you know, it takes what it takes too to build that. You know, I don't put a timeline on it, and no matter what the result is, it's never adequate enough. It's never good enough. There's always ways to improve and get better, and that's the focus. I want hungry, driven guys that are hard to satisfy, and the best of the best, they just never satisfied, and they're just hungry for all of it. And that's the Mamba mentality that probably Stutzman's talking about is, and you got to be so in love with that process and what it takes. You know, you can't get bored. You know, boredom is a real threat to success. You know, getting bored with the process, going to practice. It can't be just another practice. It's this practice. You know, the greatest opportunity in the world is found in today because you have breath in your body. And so getting guys to be, you know, there's a lot of power when you're present in the moment. My job as the leader is to get these guys present in this moment. And that's why I bring that you know, that hourglass to every team meeting to get these guys to deeply understand and embrace that I don't get to do this twice. This is a vapor in my life. I don't have a day to waste. And get guys to have that fanatical sense of desperation to attack not only life, but certainly their football career while they're here too. I'm here to coach football. And, but the game teaches you so many amazing transferable skills. The best of the best off the field, okay, or the, you know, the same qualities it takes to be the best off the field, in the boardroom, in a home, in an agent of change, in a community, whether that's the NFL, that's Wall Street, or that's Silicon Valley. Man, the best of the best, man, they are relentlessly pursuing excellence in everything that it takes. But they're not working for a result. You know, they wake up every day, their feet hit the ground, they're passionate, they love what they do. And to me, if we're gonna be a great program, it starts at the top, and I've got to recruit guys that are passionate and in love with the game, in love with the hard work that it takes.
Coach, I actually wanted to get at some of those guys that you recruited, especially in this top 5 recruiting class, but one in particular, Jackson Arnold, National Gatorade Player of the Year. Last time I had one of those at Oklahoma, played for a Big 12 championship, won a Heisman Trophy, and of course played in the Orange Bowl. But what has he been able to show you so far in practice?
He loves to work. You know, he's a great teammate. He responds well to adversity. He's just got he's got that, you know, focus about him, you know, where he doesn't get too high and too low. He's very consistent with his approach to the game, the work that it takes. And he learns from his mistakes. He plays with great anticipation. You know, he carries himself with a strong presence. He's got great toughness to him. Players like him because, again, he's willing to learn from others. He's not too full of himself, that he's not, you know, that he lacks humility, you know, to learn from other people. He's got all the intangibles that, you know, maybe some guys don't. But the good ones do. And, you know, and again, he knows he's not where, you know, he needs to be or he wants to be, but he knows he's not where he was. And so he's just, you know, again, incrementally, you know, improving. And so he believes in the improvement process. You know, to progress, it's plant, it's cultivate, and then it's reap a harvest. But you can't get out of that order. Plant, cultivate, reap a harvest. And so we try to break up the year into different segments so that our guys don't get overwhelmed with the burden of expectations, that they can be there. You know, that's our job as a staff, and certainly how we run our program day to day. But he's bought into that. He's a great fit, you know, for that type of a daily focus of improvement. You know, yesterday's a dead yesterday, tomorrow's unborn. You know, you can't control the controllables. And so one day at a time, giving it everything you got. You know, and we're focusing on Jackson Arnold. You just focus on showing up with the right mindset and do your best. You know, stay locked in, stay focused. If it's the weight room, it's nutrition. If it's the classroom, if it's the locker room with your teammates, if it's the practice field, if it's the walkthrough, whatever it is, man, you be intentional and purposeful in that moment and just do your best. And your best should be your trademark. Whatever your best is, each and every player, each and every coach, both sides of the ball, all 3 phases, our best should be our trademark. And the focus isn't to be the best. Being the best is a byproduct of everybody in the organization focus on showing up and doing their best. And Jackson has been the epitome of that.
Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.